Everyone, please be seated. This would also be an excellent time to silence your cell phones if you have not already. Dear friends, welcome to this day of celebration. We have come together to witness the marriage of Liz and Matt, to surround them with our love and support, and to share in their joy. Marriage is intended to bring mutual joy, as well as help and comfort in prosperity and in adversity. It celebrates the power of love to transform friends into family and bind people together despite their differences. And it is a commitment to life, full and abundant life. It calls forth the best that two people can offer and bring out in each other. It offers opportunities for sharing and growth that no other relationship can equal. It is a physical and emotional joining, uniting two people in heart and mind that is promised for a lifetime. Marriage begins with the giving of words, and this must be an unconditional giving. For in joining ourselves to one another, we join ourselves to the unknown. Today, Liz and Matt, you will speak words of hope and of promise, words of love and grace. And by these words, you will become something new, husband and wife, joined to one another by love and for love. So now, friends, let us give thanks for Liz and Matt's life together today, and by our presence, pledge our support to this new journey they will make in the years to come. The following words come from Bo Taplin. Home is not where you are from, it is where you belong. Some of us travel the whole world to find it. Others find it in a person. A little windy, that's fine. We're fine. Marriage has so many facets of meaning that we could never explore them all, but one that has always resonated with me is that marriage is a kind of homecoming. Now, the concept of home changes a bit, of course, once you leave home. And Liz and Matt, you both grew up in different parts of the country. You've moved to many different places for work and school, and now you've made Austin your home. And you know that home is more than a place. Home is where you belong. When we're younger, home is primarily our parents, our friends, our hometown. I'm really honored that you asked me to be here today to officiate your wedding, because that is how Matt and I know each other. We grew up going to school together. We were marching band buddies through high school. And then during college, we'd come home for break and meet up at Starbucks for late night philosophical chats and coffee. And Matt, I always appreciated how you knew just the right question to ask, to help me think about something differently, to find common ground where maybe I hadn't seen it before. And you always asked that question from a place of genuine care and respect. And even after we both quit our jobs in the Seattle area and went on to the next chapters of life, Matt to his PhD program at Brown and then eventually to Austin, and I to seminary in Vancouver and eventually New York, we stayed in touch as one of those friendships that reminds you of your roots and where you come from and what you want to carry forward. And I know that I am not the only one with a story like that. Everyone here today has their own story about how they know you, how they are part of your home story, and you are part of theirs. That is why we are all here. One of the magical things about a wedding is that its ability to sort of fold time and space, to bring people from all different chapters of your life together, to converge. It can be a little surreal, but it's also beautiful. And today, the people, the relationships, and even in some way, the places that have been home for you both are all here to love and support you as you cross the threshold into your home together, to belong to each other. Today, you will officially change your citizenship to say that no matter what may come, from now on, you will be each other's homeland. Although not one of us knows what changes the future will bring, this moment, this gathering, these people, and those who are with us remotely as well, will never change. We are all here for the two of you, so that you can be there for each other, no matter what. And now Liz and Matt have chosen to write their own vows for today. That came up fast, didn't it? And at this time, Liz and Matt, well, you're already facing each other, but I invite you to take a moment to share a few loving memories and appreciations of each other and make your vows. And you're going first, is that right, Liz?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Better chance of less sobbing. Can't promise anything. Matt.
Here, why don't I give my microphone to you also?
That's okay, I'm on. Before I met you, I'm really sorry we're doing a lot of this. Ceremony's gonna be an hour, sorry everyone. Before I met you, I never believed I would find you. After many years of searching, I was worried that this kind of love wasn't in the cards for me. But then, I swiped right just one last time. Our relationship started slowly, intentionally. Beers at a beer garden, dinners, a night out at Hamilton. And then, an invitation to hike a bunch of really, really tall mountains in Colorado. An invitation that everything in my body, and even some of my friends, told me to turn down. But my gut told me I had to try. I set out on that mountain with confidence and excitement, which quickly turned to exhaustion, pure fear, and absolute panic. When I was scared, you told me it would all be okay. When I lamented about how slow I was going, you reminded that I was attempting something few people would ever attempt. When I fell, you were there to pick me back up, literally. And I fell a lot. And when we made it to the summit, you told me how proud you were of me. And I'll never forget the look of excitement and relief in your eyes, all the while knowing you still had to get us down. It was there, at the top of the first 14,000-foot mountain that I had ever hiked, that it occurred to me, I think I might fall in love with this guy. And also, crap, I don't think this is the last mountain who's gonna make me cry. And it wasn't. It was the first of many adventures we've had and obstacles we've had to overcome together. Through it all, you've been by my side, ready to take on the world with me, and helping me take it on when maybe I wasn't so ready. You are kind, genuine, ever so supportive, incredibly smart, and the best dog dad Annie could ever ask for. You build me up when I'm down. You remind me every day that I'm capable, even when I'm positive that I'm not. When you hug me or hold my hand, everything feels better, seemingly instantaneously. Perhaps most important of all, you tolerate my love for excessive pillows and put them all on the bed for me to make me happy, even though I know it's your least favorite activity. If that's not true love, I do not know what is. You're the strength to my weakness, the sense of calm to my anxiety, the book nerd to my terrible reality TV watching soul. You are truly the love of my life. In our life together, I promise to love you and to be faithful to you. I promise to embrace the adventure, to challenge myself to get out of my comfort zone, and to challenge you to do the same. I promise to be your rock and your sounding board, and to always believe in you. I promise to laugh with you when things are funny, cry with you when things are sad, and sometimes vice versa. I promise a lifetime of silly songs with made-up lyrics, mostly about our dog. I promise to ask for help when I need it, to be your support system when you need it, and to put in the work when things get tough. And I promise that no matter what, when we watch TV after 9 p.m., I'll fall asleep 90% of the time. I promise to always continue growing with you and to take on this crazy world with you head on. I am so incredibly lucky that I found you. From today on, it's us together, no matter what. And I can't wait for this adventure. I love, love, love you.
You did it. Yes.
It's going to seem like we coordinated these. We didn't. Liz, from the start, our courtship has presented you with a series of tests that may have seemed natural at the time, but were in fact carefully designed by me to assess you as a potential life partner. The night of our first date, I was running late from a hike and kept texting you to postpone our date ever later. You could have abandoned me then, but instead you showed your perseverance. Next, I asked if I should come directly from my hike or shower first, conveying to you that I was further apparently ignorant of even basic hygiene associated with successful dating. You simply offered gentle but firm advice that yes, indeed, I really ought to shower. After that auspicious start, our relationship quickly blossomed, but could it withstand long distance? First, I told you I was going to Colorado for a month to hike, but it might have helped when I suddenly showed up early on your doorstep. Telling you I'd cut my trip short because I missed you. Then I mentioned that, had I forgotten to say, I was about to leave for yet another month-long trip of work and hiking. And when that trip led to a long-term sabbatical opportunity in another state, we sat down together and worked out a plan for flying back and forth to make it work. In the end, we couldn't stay apart, and all it took to bring me back to home to you, once more early, and this time for good, was a global pandemic. Finally, the most important test of all, how would we fare after a grueling hiking adventure up two Colorado peaks that would show us some of the world's greatest beauty, but in which everything else imaginable would go unforgettably wrong? You were steadfast by my side and showed me that not even a torn ligament or altitude sickness could stop Liz Wetterhahn from summiting a Colorado 14er. No matter what trials I've set before you or the world has thrown at us, from a Texas blizzard complete with failing power grid to a global pandemic, we face them and overcome them together. We have been continually challenged as a couple to work through hardships and obstacles, but in the process, we've become stronger in our love and our commitment to one another. And this journey, this adventure that we're on, has been the best time of my life. I love that we always hold hands, and no matter how long COVID drags on, we still cannot spend enough time together, even if our friends and family roll their eyes whenever we say it. And today, we get to proclaim it loudly. Since you entered my life, it's been more fulfilling. My smile has been bigger. My heart has been more full. And speaking of being more full, I no longer subsist on frozen burritos, which is a definite improvement. Our relationship is full of more love, love notes, and support than I could ever ask for. I've never felt more adored or safe than I do with you. You know my insecurities and weaknesses and still never make me feel inadequate. You acknowledge my strengths and love me in spite of my faults, including a house alarm that often goes off and only rarely turns out to be a surprise party held in your honor. I know that together we will create a home and life far better than either of us could build alone, and I can't imagine a better companion or partner for the journey. You are and will always be the one I want to summit new mountains with. I promise to love, respect, protect, and trust you, and give you the best of myself, including doing better than Crocs for my footwear on important occasions, social occasions, like this one. I promise to honor you, cherish you, and continue to show you through words and deeds that I love, appreciate, and accept you as my life partner. I cannot promise that I will always be the perfect husband, but I promise to love you through good times and bad, to choose our love every single day, and to continue to be the one to take the trash out each week. I will dream with you, celebrate with you, and walk beside you through whatever our lives may bring. With these words, and with all the words of my heart, I marry you and bind my life to yours forever and always. I love, love, love you, and I always will.
Yeah, we only need a moment after that. Wow. All right. I have some questions for you. The answer is I do, by the way.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. You might want to wait until I prompt you for those. So, all right. Matt, do you give yourself to Liz openly and honestly, in love and faithfulness? Do you promise to share your life with her in joy and in sorrow, in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse? And do you promise to be faithful to her to the end of your days? If so, please answer, I do. Liz, do you give yourself to Matt openly and honestly, in love and faithfulness? Do you promise to share your life with him in joy and in sorrow, in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse? And do you promise to be faithful to him to the end of your days? If so, oh. She knew the answer. She knows.
I know.
That's right. May I have the rings, please? Thank you. The rings that you give to one another symbolize your marriage bond. May you wear these rings with love and fidelity all the days of your lives. So Matt, if you'll take Liz's ring. That's the finger, yes. And if you will place it on her finger and repeat after me, Liz, I give you this ring.
Liz,
Oh, look at her. Look at her, but repeat after me. Liz, I give you this ring.
Liz, I give you this ring
As a sign of my love and faithfulness.
as a sign of my love and faithfulness.
All right, and Liz, if you'll take Matt's ring.
Just gonna do an adjustment.
Oh, sure. All right, if you would place that on Matt's finger and repeat after, look at him, but repeat after me. Matt, I give you this ring
Matt, I give you this ring
as a sign of my love and
as a
faithfulness.
sign of my love and faithfulness.
And now may all blessings attend you. May joy flow through your life together. May your home be forever a place of peace and true fulfillment. May you always recognize, support, and treasure each other and your unique gifts. May all the years to come be filled with moments to celebrate and renew your love. And may you know, deep in your bones, that no matter what comes your way in the future, there is always hope, because you will face it together. As part of today's ceremony, Liz and Matt have chosen to celebrate the long-honored tradition of breaking a glass. And one meaning behind this tradition is that the broken glass symbolizes the fragility of human relationships. So even as Liz and Matt seal their relationship with the act of marriage, they are reminded of the care required to maintain this bond as they settle into their life together. And upon the breaking of the glass, you are all invited to celebrate the couple by exclaiming, Mazel Tov. Did I say it correctly?
You did.
Mazel Tov. Okay. I've got the glass right here.
Use your heel.
Thank you. Then just in this, right? Can I go for that, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, Mazel Tov! Yay! Liz and Matt, by their promises in the presence of those gathered here, have joined themselves to one another for the rest of their days. And by the power vested in me by the state of Texas, it is my honor to announce that they are now officially husband and wife. You may seal your union with a kiss. Right, if you want to get your flowers back. And turn and face the lovely people. Everyone, it's my pleasure to introduce to you for the first time as a married couple, Liz and Matt.